Hello guys! It's been a while. So it's been a while on this channel, and quite frankly, you're like, some of you may be saying, hey, I forgot I was even subscribed to this channel. Anyway, whether you forgot about it or stay subscribed anyway, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So, one of the things I've had with the issues with this channel is what to do with it over the years. It's been, quite honestly, one of the thoughts that went through my head was, I should just take everything off here and delete the channel. But I couldn't delete the channel because I have too many fond memories of this channel. I met too many people who are still my friends on YouTube today from this channel. A lot of the channels that I watch, fond memories, the first YouTube video I ever made. So I didn't want to get rid of it, but I didn't know what to do. Ironically enough, about a month ago, whatever reason, I'll get to this real quick to get to the title of this video. It just sparked me like, you know what? I want to write, what do I want to do on this channel? I just started writing a list of things I want to talk about, and not in any particular order. And so the only thing I can tell you is that once a week there'll be a video up. I already know the next video up on this channel will be my Christmas pickups that I get for Christmas, and those have always been, quite honestly, my most enjoyable videos, talking about what I got for Christmas, especially this year, because there's a lot of meaning to, I know what I got other people this year, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, as you can see by the title of this video, what I want to talk about today are my Christmas memories of a very special game to me, and it is Legend of Zelda on the NES. Now, obviously, you're like, if you have been on this channel, you're like, when did you get Legend of Zelda? I actually got this last year from my wife as a surprise, and she didn't really know how much this game means to me in my life. So, I remember back when this game was originally shown off, was it like Nintendo Fun Club, because it was before Nintendo Power, and where other places I may have seen it at the time, and the game looked so different. I didn't understand what Zelda was at the time, but it looked so much different than anything I'd ever seen before that I really, really wanted to play it. I wanted to play it really bad, and I put it on my Christmas list that year. Now, when I made Christmas lists, to understand, I used to put like 100 items on my Christmas list thinking, I'm going to get something I want on this list. And I also put a ton of stocking stuffers on there. Back in those days when you had the battery, little 4x4 cars that you would just turn on, it would just roll in your yard, and they're supposed to be 4x4 roll over everything, which they couldn't roll over everything, but you would just get those and just like, you're like, oh, this is cool, and you go play with it, and then 10 minutes later you're like, okay, I'm ready to move on to something else. And a lot of little things. My parents always came up with things that I never expected in my stocking, and my parents were always, quite honestly, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, but my parents always would save all year and make Christmas special. Every system I ever got from my family was during Christmas, and a lot of my memorable games. So I really wanted this game this year. I know this game was at the top of my Christmas list, and while I did get cool games that Christmas for the NES, I sadly did not get this game. I know what you're saying. How could this be a Christmas video? You did not get this game for Christmas. Well, my best friend across the street at the time, Justin, he had the luck of his parents had divorced and he was really young, so he would always get, obviously, more stuff for Christmas and able to play one parent against the other and all the normal stuff. His parents were divorced, but they still got along. A lot of times they went together on gifts for him. But what's funny about this Christmas was my best friend never showed any interest in the Nintendo Entertainment System. He got the Nintendo Fun Club like I did, and he would, and we'd talk about it, like, would it be cool if you got one too? I got one, would be cool. And he said, nah, I don't want one. He never showed any interest. It was, I don't know why, but he never, I don't want one. But yeah, clearly he must have. And I know he always, like me, he really, was really paying attention to the stuff about Zelda. So even though I didn't get that Christmas morning I went over to his house. Hey, what'd you get? He goes, well, come over here and find out. And so I went over there, and they had just hooked up a Nintendo Entertainment System to the TV, and he showed me that he got his box, Legend of Zelda, and I was like so excited because that's the game I wanted. And we opened it up, and we put it in, and we played. And the opening of that game just blew me away. Listen, at that point, a lot of NES games, while there were villains and other guys in the game, to me at the time, the villains and enemies and stuff in Zelda just looked like they were supposed to look like, where to me other games did not at that time, right? The Octoroks and stuff, they had like eyes. They just looked more realistic to me, and the graphics looked better to me. So even though, you know, Link looked like a fat little elf when you go back and play it, the game graphically looked so amazing to me at the time, and it seemed at the time like an open world game. It just blew my mind. Like I'd never seen a game like that where you could, you know, go screen to screen to screen, and when you went back, the enemies weren't there if you killed them, at least the first time. And that game had so many secrets, right? You know, oh, you had to set this bush on fire, or set a bomb to make a hole to reveal the staircase, or somewhere to go in the, you know, the dungeon area. And you thought playing that game at the time, because back then we didn't know everything was that came out in a game, which I think hurts gaming today in some ways. Is it was cool that you didn't know, so you would try to set every bush on fire. You would set a bomb everywhere you thought there was a crack, or somewhere that showed that there was a thing, and you know, that's what made the game special. And not only that, but going back and playing it, you know, it also would, every time you found a sword or something, it would make a chime, and it would make it feel special. To me, it made me feel special. It made me feel, wow, I just got this thing, and oh, it's awesome. I got this wooden sword, right? Or I got these gems, or I found bombs, or the boomerang, or the candle. It just like blew me away, right? It just, I never seen a game like that before. And me and my best friend, that day I couldn't spend too much time over, because I think it was an hour or hour and a half I was over there. My mom called me to come back home because it was Christmas, and you know, why aren't I home yet? So I went home that day. But later, of course, over the days we played that game, we beat the game, and then of course we beat the game. This after you beat the game, of course you beat the game again. We did both, and I have so many fond memories of that game. When you talk about the NES, you know, Super Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite game on that system, but Legend of Zelda has got to be my second favorite game. There's just so many memories of that game, just going from screen to screen, going, I know this thing is here that I need to go to, but I can't find it. And you would just roam around and roam around. And of course back then, you know, having like the Fun Club and Nintendo Power with their walkthroughs and hints kind of helped you out, right? The Nintendo Power 21, for example, has a lot of, you know, in their question section, has a lot of Zelda questions in that issue. And you know, that this game was so memorable, there was nothing like it at the time. You know, and I think for people who weren't around then, you can't understand how special this game was. That there was nothing like Zelda when it came out. Didn't know the RPG or the game like this, the top down, you know, just walk anywhere you want to. There was no, you had to do this in a certain order. You could do any order you really wanted to if you could find it, and that's what made the game so special. And later on, me and my best friend would go on to play Zelda 2, but that's for another time. So what are your memories of Legend of Zelda? Like, what about that game drew you? I mean, the game was so colorful, right? The Octoroks and the Levers and all the different creatures, they look so unique and different. The flying ball things, they look so unique and different. They look the way they're supposed to. You know, the different lands and areas you had to go through, it was an amazing game for that time. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions below about your Christmas memories or Legend of Zelda, and I'll make another video soon. Thanks for watching, guys.